Hey everyone, welcome to ActorCast episode 6, I believe. Yeah, it's super exciting. I'm getting used to it, I think. I'm not sure yet. Maybe you might think that I'm not used to it yet, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. We're here on a beautiful Sunday with Bryan Vaca.
Hello.
Welcome to the studio. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited for you to be here in the lovely studio. It's so lovely. Tell us a little bit about you. You're a filmmaker. You're an emerging filmmaker, future of Hollywood. Just like everyone that I have on my podcast, I feel like it's the future of Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I feel like you guys are the future of Hollywood. So I just wanted to have you introduce yourself and tell us about you.
Where to start? So I'm a director, writer, actor, producer. I guess like all the things that we do. Mainly though, I'm a director, and I direct and write. Only recently did I get into acting. Actually, so I started my last short film I directed. I also co-starred in, and produced as well. Yeah.
I didn't know that you were acting. Like, how long ago did you start acting?
It's a very new thing. Since I did a short film in last October. That's where like I gave myself like a starring role in my own short film. And then after that,
a year. You've been acting.
Yeah, I mean, I've done like some background work, but I haven't like been too much on the acting side, like going into other people's projects and acting, like. But I'm just slowly getting into it.
Right.
So I've been doing some background roles. I booked a background role on a HBO show recently, so that was cool. I can't say which one.
No.
But. That was,
I get it. I did too on an HBO show. It's the same one.
Yeah.
I can't say either which one is it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing because it usually is the other way around. Like people who start acting, then they go into filmmaking, and so it's how was the because you're still filmmaking too. So how is it like? What made you decide to start also getting into the world of acting?
Yeah, I think. Well, when I made my first short film back in summer 2023, I gave myself a cameo. So I was mainly behind the camera, but I just gave myself a cameo. I was like, okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then a year later, in October 2024, I wrote the short film. I had one of my friends star in it, and I was thinking like, okay, well, I could, like, to be honest, it kind of came down to a point of like almost last minute. Because I was doing another short film, and it just wasn't panning out. It was just taking too much time. It was getting to, like, it was getting to too much. I knew I was gonna meet the deadline I wanted, so I had this other short film last minute, and I thought, okay, you know what? Why don't I just put myself in it? And then I put myself in it, and it was fun. It was a little crazy though, directing and acting. Doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was fun though. It was a good learning experience.
Yeah.
And then after that, I thought, oh, this is actually fun. And when I screened the film at like a screening for it, like it was called the Great Film Club. I don't know if you've heard of it. I screened it there, and good place to like screen short films and meet other filmmakers, actors. And I screened it there for my friends. And there are also other actors, and they told me, they're like, hey, you're actually pretty decent, like, at acting. Like, this is actually pretty good. It's like, you should consider acting. And I thought, okay, like, why not? And so I started exploring it a little bit. That's where then I saw that casting call for, like, the background on that show, and I thought, why not get more into it? So, yeah.
And, okay, and is there, because I bet you're more into directing, like you're still your future desires are still like more in the lane of directing, right?
Yeah.
So, and like on the sideline act rather than it's not like it's directing's taken a backseat to acting. No.
No, so directing's definitely my main thing.
Okay,
I think
still-
acting
okay.
came as like a side thing
Side
because
thing,
of like,
gotcha.
hey, I'm directing this thing. Why don't I just put myself in it?
Okay, gotcha.
But directing's always been my main thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, the last short film I directed, I also put myself in it. But it's been mainly like I've directed other stuff that I'm not in, like for music videos and things like that, visualizers. And yeah, and I've produced things that don't have me in it, so it's
Right.
like I direct, produce, and yeah, those are the main things.
Amazing. And is what how I wonder, like, how is it to start acting? Like, is there anything you've learned in the process of acting through the lens of a filmmaker? Because it's
Yeah.
different, I bet, from a, because you didn't go to college through. You went to college to study filmmaking, right?
Yes, I did. I went to USC, so I did
USC,
business
okay.
and film. So I did both,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
So originally I got
There's
in
like
for,
a
yeah.
there's a major. I actually wanted to. I looked into it. It's like business of cinematic arts. Is it that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
like it was that. I transferred in, so I didn't do that one because
Okay.
for that one you had to be like there for 4 years. But since I transferred in, I originally got into USC for business, and then from there I doubled up with film, and then
Nice, okay.
I got to learn a lot of things through that. And so one of
Right.
the classes I took was directing for actors, or like directing actors on that. So I got to learn, okay, what is it like working with actors, like.
Yeah.
And so now through the process of acting, I know how important it is to get into an actor's mindset, like how important it is to
Right.
step into the character.
I bet that's really important to direct. Have the know what an actor like feels and stuff like and what an actor needs to be able to direct
Exactly.
them.
But also to direct them in terms of like don't direct like through like emotions of just saying be sad or be angry or be mad or be happy. Like direct through verbs, saying oh, you need to comfort this character in this scene, or you need to confront this character in this scene.
And you learned that through
like that at the class that I took at
class,
USC, but then I've also like kept that in mind as I've directed my own films, my own projects,
definitely,
or other projects. Like I mean, they're called actors,
right?
They act. It's all about actions.
Verbs, right?
Verbs. Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what? Okay, that's amazing. And do you think that you recommend people that want to go into filmmaking and business go to USC?
Yeah, I mean, I went to USC because it had a great like network for people in entertainment, creatives.
So you recommend it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what are stuff that you think that you learned there that you're applying, that you feel like you're applying right now and on your day-to-day on your work and the work that you're doing, that you think that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for going through the USC college life?
I would say, like I was saying, because of like the big network and how many people you can meet, and there's so many people doing very different things, cool things.
Yeah.
It's important to show up, I would say. Like put yourself out there, show up. Like not just network, but also just like, because I feel like with networking you think of, okay, I'm going out, I'm trying to get something from someone, but also like, well, people are get to know you. It's like, who are you to other people? You want to, build up your portfolio, but you also want to, help a lending hand, like, give a lending hand on projects. So that's what I learned, just to be genuine talking to people, to show up for others, help out. I think when you're just starting out, it's so important that like you're not going to be the director on every project. And sometimes like when I go to set, I'll PA still, and like you meet like great people, and those are people that could also help you. Like you help them, they help you on your sets. And I think because the industry is so relationship based, it's less about like what you know and about who you know, but it's also like who knows you. Like you want to come off as a genuine person and like as a person like that's likable, that's like, proactive,
Yeah.
like disciplined, and like they, you mean what you say, you do what you say, you don't just talk, but like,
It's not just words.
Yeah.
You
whereas you back up
Yeah.
with what you say.
With your actions,
basically. So
right?
that's how I learned at USC, just to be disciplined.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's good advice to have, and it's good that you learned it. You learned it there. Yeah, I'm still. I was talking to another guest that I had recently, because she went to USC too, but to study acting in particular, and she also recommends her, like she loves her school that she went to. I mean, her college, her university. She did recommend it a lot, and since you're recommending it too, I'm like, maybe I should go back to college and study the business side of the industry, because I'm really interested in that too, like directing, business side of the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So maybe I should do that. I mean,
I
you're the
recommend
second
it,
person
yeah.
that speaks
Yeah.
highly of it, so that's
Yeah,
good.
I recommend it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's an industry, it's a business.
Yeah.
The creative, it is good to know and it's helpful to know, but you also want to know, like, okay, the business side, also how to be like an entrepreneur. That's another thing I learned at USC a lot was I took a lot of entrepreneurship classes, and just like how to, build up your brand, not just like I don't know, as a person, but also as a creative, like your niche, finding your niche, but also, treating yourself as a business, being, proactive about the gigs that you take, the roles that you take, but also kind of like things like this, if you do a podcast on the side, if you host events, or, how you connect with people, building yourself up.
And you graduated with BFA?
I graduated with a BS in Business Administration,
BS?
and then I did a minor in Cinematic Arts, because since I transferred in, like, I didn't have the whole time. But the good thing about the USC studies is the minor was like, it felt like a whole production major. Just like I took so many classes on cinematography, directing, writing, like acting, like everything. It was like a comprehensive curriculum.
The minor.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
So
minor,
it still felt really condensed.
Yeah, because I also took classes outside of the minor, so I just made the most of my time. Like, I just tried as many things as I could.
Yeah, that's great.
I joined a film society called Delta Kappa Alpha, called DKA. So that really helped me to connect to people.
That sounds like a frat.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was a frat, and then they rebranded to a society, I think. I don't know. That's what they did. But I'm not sure what's happening with it.
Yeah,
nowadays,
maybe they wanted to get the stigmatization of frat, like, oh yeah, we're not a frat anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing.
Yeah.
I think that has his own, that's its own thing. But
Right.
but yeah, no, I met a lot of cool people through that I still talk to now.
Amazing.
And so yeah, that's what I recommend. Like, it's not about just what you study, but also just like what
Who
you
you
do.
meet.
Yeah.
Who
you meet.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And you did 4 years, right? In total.
Yeah.
Of the
Of
education
college,
of.
yeah.
Okay, great. That's great to know. And were you always open to studying? I mean, to one day stepping into like the actor shoes, or were you always like more like, no, I'm gonna stubborn, like, oh, I'm gonna stay behind the camera and so my question is like, how did you did you think that you were ever gonna act in your productions, or did it come naturally?
I think it just came naturally. I never thought of like I was gonna be.
It wasn't on a plan.
No. I mean, I had a friend he did a YouTube channel. That's how I originally got interested in like filmmaking and making things. And so
when you were younger.
So this was like back in like 2017, 2018. That's how I first started. So and then it's like end of high school, going into college, and then from there, I mean, we would just make stuff with ourselves. Yeah. But it was different. Like, I had never thought, like, okay, I'll professionally pursue acting. And it just came naturally.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And is there something that you think that you, like, do you see the industry through a different lens after now stepping into the actor's shoes, and like, is there anything that you think that you learned deep that's like, oh, you know what? The industry also has this side to it now that I stepped on like the acting shoes. Like, is there anything that you think that you've learned now that you're in the past year? I know it hasn't been a long time, but like, anything that you think that has helped you in your business, and you mean in your directing roles,
Yeah, like
having had the acting experience?
I think so. I think it gives me an insight as to like, okay, what does an actor need to like
Right.
step into the role?
Yeah.
And just, you know, I think I'm a very just detailed person. I like to think of like, obviously I think of the big picture for a character, for a story, and then I'll, you know, go into the little details. So going into acting, it helped me like realize, okay, what is an actor? What are their needs? Like when they're getting into a character, what do they need to know about this character? Even things that you won't ever see on screen. What's the backstory? What's the motivation?
Right, and
Things,
you feel like you didn't see that side of the process if you hadn't like done it, right? If you were stuck to directing.
I was aware of it, but
Yeah.
it gave me even a bigger sense of like, okay, like
It's true.
Yeah, like it's different when there's a director who never goes into acting, or doesn't really do acting, and it's just like I have all these ideas, and sometimes they're in their head, but when you step out and you go into the actor's shoes and then back to directing, you realize, okay, like this is like in pre-production, this is what they need for the character, this is what they need for the backstory, the motivation. Like this would help them give you the performance that you're looking for. And then when you're on set, it's like, okay, direct them with verbs, direct them with actions, direct them like give like direction, but also let them, you know, make the character their own a little bit, give them room to breathe, like don't be so on them. And yeah, that's what I learned more as I did it. Yeah.
Great. We had Julian on our last podcast episode. I think he's only into directing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's been a director, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know if he because I didn't ask him this, like, do you know if he ever plans to also get into acting too? Because I feel like that's a really important thing for a director to have like that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to do it. Of course, the directors don't have to do it professionally. They could just take like an acting class and, you know, just to, and you learn all the same things.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think with him, I think he's sticking mainly to directing.
Yeah.
I know that he's acted before for friends, for their films. Like he showed me a film that he did like years ago for a friend. So he's done a couple of acting things.
It's true.
But yeah, I think he's learned more, but like hasn't, like it's not pursuing it professionally.
No, gotcha. I just it's hard for me to like imagine having the like being able to direct without knowing what an actor's struggles are, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to learn it. Like on set and things. I think there's like by doing, you know, you get on set and you're trying to direct an actor, and I believe that actors, you know, like it's always helpful to me as a director when actors speak up and say, hey, that's confusing or that doesn't make sense. Or they tell me it's like, this is more of like what I'm looking for, like in direction wise, what I need. And I'm like, okay, and then that would probably give you like the knowledge of like, okay, this is what I need to focus on when I'm talking to an actor. It's less about like, you know, the framing and things like that, and like, okay, trying to get a good angle and like a pretty shot, and more of like, okay, so now focusing what's in the frame. How does this actor move about the space? What are the emotions they're conveying? What is the action you want them? Is there another actor in the scene? What do you want the interaction to be? So those are important things that I just, you know, keep in mind. But
and you think that you learned that, so you don't think that it's necessary for a director to have gone through the acting process? You don't think that that's like a thing that makes you a better director?
Yeah. No, I think so. I think like directors don't have to, you know, be an actor on other sets or you know, be an actor on shows or do any of that. I think at the very least they should take like an acting class.
So you think
Yeah.
that makes them better?
Yeah, it does.
Having had
even writers should take
Yeah.
acting classes. Like,
Do you know if is there any director like in the like big name directors that have never done acting? Do you know, like I have no idea. Like did Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg ever act? Do you know?
I'm trying to think.
I don't think so.
Martin Scorsese has acted in his films.
He's acted?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
more like smaller roles.
Okay.
But he has acted in it.
Yeah.
The most recent one I can think of is Killer of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Like, he showed up at the end.
Okay.
I think.
And was he any good? I haven't watched that movie.
I thought he was good. I think, and he is a good actor. Sometimes directors make for like good actors in terms of
That's
like
true.
smaller roles.
Yeah, that's true.
He was
That's
in the
true.
studio too. I think in the first episode.
Oh, okay.
The Apple TV show.
Yeah.
And he was really good at that. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a director who has never acted in their lives, and maybe there is, but I'll have to.
I feel like naturally they
Look
do
it
it
up.
at the beginning.
Yeah, at the
beginning.
beginning.
When you're coming up, like
Definitely.
you know, sometimes it's like, okay, I need to find people to put in my film.
It's
Okay,
really
it's myself.
right. It's really hard to like know what an actor needs without being ever on their shoes.
Yeah, it's like you have to. You know,
Yeah.
you can't really. Yeah, sure, you can read about it in books, but it helps to actually do it in practice.
True.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. So what projects have you been working on like in the past year? Like what are you mainly doing? You said music videos?
Yeah, so during this past summer I directed another short film. And that was my second one where I was co-starring in it. And so Julian helped me with cinematography on that. Had an actress co-starring as well, and smaller crew, and we shot it like guerrilla style filmmaking, like around Los Angeles.
What does that mean?
Like guerrilla, like run and gun, like basically if you're going to places, like you're just showing up to location.
Oh,
and
okay.
You're like, okay, shooting it, you're going for it.
Okay.
You're like, okay, I need this shot.
Like,
and then it's like just quick.
Okay.
But you know, I also shot it like in my neighborhood too, where it was like more. I was like a whole setup, you know, the lighting and everything. Do that. Whenever we went to like sunset, we would like we'd go for a quick shot on the sidewalk or something like that, and we did that, and so I've been working on that, and then I just produced Julian's last music video. It's called Fast Love. It's by Desmond Futrell.
Okay.
And it was a really good experience. Like, it was more of an 80s vibe, so we rented a 1989 Mercedes-Benz for that. Shot it in an alleyway in Westwood, and had a whole production crew for it. It was probably like around like 15 people for that, so it was a bigger production. And so
and
cool.
Okay, and so you're doing more projects like that you've been tasked with rather than from your own initiative, like your own creations, or have
it's a mix of both.
You mix of both, and okay, like for example, the short film that you were talking about, that you starred in. Did you create that short film yourself?
Yeah, no, I created that.
Okay.
I was originally working on another project, and that was, for some reason, I always create a project, and then it ends up being a little too ambitious, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this in time, and so I pivot. So I pivoted to this short film, and shot that instead, and that was my own creation. I wrote it, directed it, and then for the music video, Julian asked me if I'd be interested in producing it. So I helped with the location scouting. I helped with managing the budget, things like that, helping with the crew while Julian was focused on the creative, I was helping out with the logistics, and then helping with bringing in. We needed a kind of co-star model actress, so I knew someone. I brought them in as well, and so
amazing. How do you ever get jobs through different methods, rather, like for example, like backstage, or methods that aren't either your own creations or networking or like friends?
I would say I use Instagram a lot for that. So a lot of people I follow, like I'll see like, hey, in search of, I need a PA or I need this or I need that. Like, and I'll hit up friends and say, hey, like, can I, are you still looking? Like, I would love to help out. And yeah, and through that I've gotten like working on other sets. So yeah, because when people do their own sets, they usually already have a director. It's already been written. If it is like a short film, they already have a producer. So it's usually like below the line that they're looking for. So
Yeah.
I'll join. I'll do that.
I mean,
And
yeah. But that's through like networking, right?
that is through networking.
Yeah.
That's through like Instagram, like sometimes TikTok. I found it's also a good.
How did you find all these people?
Going to networking events, going out, just being outside. It's sometimes you don't.
Right.
Like,
so it's not like.
Yeah.
So you still like, there was a natural way that the two parties like came together, like you and the person that hired you, for example. It's not like you looked up like people hiring.
No,
it came naturally.
It came organically, naturally.
Yeah.
Like I would say, like it's going back to USC. It started with USC, where I created my base of like people that I knew, and then after I left USC, I still knew those people, but I got to know more people, and so I find myself being like a people person. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. So when I would go out, you naturally meet people,
right? And that's how you
or sometimes you like follow people that are making cool things, like on Instagram or TikTok, and then sometimes they'll post things like, hey, I need something, and you email them, you reach out, and sometimes it hits, and but it is all very like either organically or you find out about them,
right? So it's more of a, like in a more not untraditional, there's not like it's more of an not traditional methods, right? Like it's not like a formal, like you're not like kind of like pitching yourself on LinkedIn for a job.
Not that way. Although that is, I guess, depending, that could be another way too.
Could that be another way?
Yeah,
where
I would say
people, because I feel like that's more of a, like another side of, not in the do filmmakers do that, use LinkedIn?
Some of them, like, I guess it depends, because some people I've met,
because I feel like that's more of a like a,
it's more business.
Other
it
stuff.
Depends who you want to connect with and who you're looking to connect to, because there are like agencies like where directors get signed to, like they are on LinkedIn, and so sometimes if you wanted to connect with the record labels or like the creative agencies or the talent agencies, they are on LinkedIn. So to connect with like executive producers. Right. I guess more of like the logistical people. Yeah. That make projects happen. You could do that on LinkedIn. Right.
But you hadn't had the need to, yes.
Not necessarily, no.
You've
I mean,
had
sometimes like
the networks.
I think right now, the networks. I think that's also very helpful. Just because I've like it's all relationship based. Yeah. Like people know of each other, and it's better if you can. Like it's better to meet someone, talk to them through DM or face to face interaction, and then they can refer you, versus like sending a cold email. Yeah. But that could be better. Although I always say, cold email, I've done it. Like sometimes you just have to do it.
Has it worked? When you've done it?
It varies.
Yeah,
it varies.
Sure.
It's more of a numbers game. You have to just put yourself out there, show up either physically or online, demonstrate your interest and put it out there. But yes, like meeting people in person, it helps a lot. It helps to put a face to a name. Like, yeah.
Sure. And when you say events, are you talking about like the same types of events that like Julian talks about, like there was a red carpet thing that some person does like twice a year for like
like networking events around like LA. Okay. Are you talking about like where to find them? Or
where do you find them, for example?
Like sometimes you can find them on Eventbrite. Like
Eventbrite.
Yeah, Eventbrite, they have like a search feature and you can type in
like industry
events. Industry things, red carpet things, and usually it pops up like what's happening, like depending on the area, what's coming up that month, and you can go there and look it all up.
That's how you usually find events.
Yeah.
Connect with people in the industry a network, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And is it the same way with actors? Like when you need actors, for example, you find them the same way?
Yeah, I think sometimes you find them at networking events. I think that's helpful, but it is LA. Sometimes I go to a party and I find an actor, and
Right, because I remember you were looking for actors one time and you posted it in your stories.
yeah,
And I reached out like, oh, if you need me, I'm available.
yeah.
Is that the method that you usually use when you need a
Sometimes, yeah,
performer?
like because with my short films, I've been more so like they haven't had dialogue, so it's it's more about like the physical kind of acting and more of expression.
Yeah.
But for audition based, me and Julian have talked about this. Like you can do backstage and things like that. So I've always, it's been helpful. Like okay, let me put it on Instagram at first.
Yeah.
Let me see who reaches out, and then if I find the perfect fit, great. If I don't, then I'll go to backstage or something, or whoever's reaching out to me on Instagram, I'll have them maybe submit like a reel or like an audition, depending what the project is. So yeah.
And are you submitting these short films like? Are you using them until now like as portfolio, or are you submitting them already like for film festivals, stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm mostly portfolio. Although the last one I did with Julian, it really came out.
The music video?
Like the short film.
Oh, okay.
So the music video he directed and I produced, but there was a short film before that.
Not the
I
summer
directed.
one.
Yeah, it was the summer one.
Oh, the summer one. Okay.
That I directed, and he did cinematography for. So yeah,
okay.
and that one I'm considering sending to film festivals. I'm in post production right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and how do you decide which ones do you send? Like the best ones that you?
Yeah, that I feel that really had a strong vision for it, and it was executed pretty well. I feel like going into it, you kind of know, like, okay, this is gonna be
worthy material.
Yeah, it's also like depends how much you invest.
Right.
Not that I don't invest in my projects, but that some projects are more higher stakes, more investment heavy versus other ones. Like some of them I, make so I can just put them on Instagram or TikTok so that I can, build a portfolio up and, show people what I'm doing. Because if you submit something to festivals, you can't put it on Instagram.
Oh, really?
You can't put that because it's going to the festival and the festival circuit can take like up to a year sometimes or more. And so the short film can't be online. Until it exits the festival. Okay. So that could already be a year and a half, 2 years from when you've made it. And so, yeah. And
you probably progress in your skills much more.
Yeah, exactly.
In those 2 years. So
yeah.
Maybe, yeah, okay. I get it. And how do you... Because you said you were talking about investing in like your projects and all that. Like, where do you get your money to... Because it's pricey, it's expensive to produce even either the equipment, the crew. How do you get like your budget basically?
Right. I mean, it depends on what the project is. I've always been a big believer of, okay, if I can do it with less money, do it that way, because if I always needed like, $20K plus to make a film, I wouldn't be making a film like all the time. Like I'd be pretty spaced out.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, let me make smaller projects in between the bigger projects. So with smaller projects, I just use what I have. Like, since, that's kind of where the networking comes in, there are a lot of people out here that like want to just make things. And so someone has a camera, someone's an actor, someone has access to this location. And then I'll be like, okay, these are the things that I have. What can I do with these things? And so I almost write the story based on what I read, what I have. Sometimes it's the other way around, but sometimes it's, okay, what do I have? And then I'll do short films like that. Because, it is hard when you want a bigger budget. It's like, okay, you got to talk to investors. You got to,
Have you ever had
money.
To do that?
Yeah, so for some projects I've had to.
Oh, wow.
I've talked to investors and things like that, and it's been
a little chaotic.
Gone
well?
Yeah, I would say it's gone well.
Okay.
But it is also like, it is a lot of pressure though, because you are taking someone's money to make this project. And so that's where it helps to know the business side of the industry. You want to have a business plan
Right.
before you start shooting. So
Really smart.
if you can,
Really
you're like,
important.
okay, I have an ROI, return on investment for them.
Right.
And yeah, but if I can, like, I'll do it without. I haven't done like a campaign yet, like a fundraising, crowdfunding campaign.
Because I see a lot of people doing that nowadays.
I'm hoping to build up to that though right now.
You probably need like a big audience to.
I mean, sometimes like it
maybe,
depends, like,
right?
if you have friends and family, like that can always help. But it does depend on how much you need. Like sometimes like friends and family isn't enough, and you have to reach out to external investors and other investors, and so.
Wow, and the projects that you reached out to investors, how do you sell them or how do you return them their money basically? How do you where do you put this project, this film that ends up making money? Where do you, like, examples?
Honestly, it helps, like, I think it all comes down to distribution. I think that's, in terms of films, that's really where it comes down to. And so what I try to do is, okay, ticketed events, if you're showing the film somewhere.
That's smart.
Try to get into a theater or a local theater, and then from there you can, charge tickets for it and, do that.
Yeah, because like I wonder, because like if you were, I don't know, that's why I'm asking, like I don't know how it went. Like you're talking to investor John Doe, whatever, and you're asking for, I don't know, $1,000. I don't know how much would you need, but like for example, $1,000, like, and then you tell him like, I'm gonna make you twice as much, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like, where do you, so the ways that you basically earn that money back are through the distribution, right?
I think mainly, that's what it comes down to, is distribution. Like I said, like when you approach someone, like that's what I learned at USC through the entrepreneurship classes. You should have a business plan of how, like, first of all, what you plan to do with the money, where's the money going,
right?
And also kind of how do you expect to return, like, like an investment from them. And so for films, like, it is distribution. You do things like that, and you can also, do marketing things with the film. Like, depending what the film is, you can host events around the film,
right? That
are not just screenings, and you can do things like that. And so I've done a couple of things like that, where hosting like networking events to raise money for films, and projects and things like that. So.
And okay, and what's like one of your biggest projects that, like, in scale, that you've done that have required the most amount of, like, budgeting, investment, and then the biggest outcome? Like, what's the biggest project that you've done in that scale?
It was probably maybe like my first film I did.
Oh, really?
Because that was where I had, like, the scale, like, it had multiple locations. Like, I was, like, shooting in Beverly Hills, and then we were shooting in Malibu, and then we were shooting, like, in the San Fernando Valley, and then it was also a big cast. It was probably like a 20-person cast, like probably 10 main characters, and then like supporting cast.
So you went all in on your first project.
Yeah, definitely did. I learned a lot on that one, and then after that, I also got premiere. So I premiered it in Pasadena at, like, this venue. Okay. And then from there, like,
it was a full film or a short film?
Yeah, no, it was a short film.
Oh, short film.
It came out to be almost like 20 minutes long though, okay. And so it was like, it was really cool. Like, went all in, and
And did you end up recouping the investment basically?
Yeah, on that one, I did. Like, it wasn't like too extravagant to like recoup, but like it was recouped in the end. Yeah. Through this process.
Through the process, like, you didn't have to, like, get a shift at a ice cream shop to recoup the process. No, it was with the same thing, with the same movie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I learned too. Is like, okay, let me have a business plan of, like, what I
because you don't wanna. I guess that you don't wanna, like, have to work extra shifts in something to pay for the
Yeah, you
film.
don't want to like. I went all in, and I really believed in myself
Yeah.
and the crew and the cast of that. But also, you want to be careful of like not going so big that
Yeah.
you have no idea of how to like how am I going to even recoup that
Right.
in the end. So
Right.
you try to just be like don't play it too safe. But,
And you do wanna like have like the money you earn from it be like the things that you can put in your future projects, right?
yeah.
So for example, like if you spend, I don't know how much, like I bet it's expensive, but like if you spend $100, like a very simple number on one project, and in this film, for example, which is probably not, you probably spend way more than that, than $100. But then you don't want to earn, say, $40 from the project and then have to like do something else to recover the money from the first project and then lose more money in that project.
Yeah.
And you end up like on a deficit. Is that the
Like
okay?
you go into
Okay.
you go into the negative. Yeah.
Negative, yeah, right.
So you just try to be careful.
You wanna like what comes out be the same that comes in. Kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
And it worked on that time.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it worked, and thank God it worked. And after
Yeah.
that, I was just careful with my next projects. I was like, okay, so I went even kind of lower scale on the next ones, and because they're more like portfolio, like
Right.
is like I mean with filmmaking, it is like you kind of do have to dump some money. You have to like like you're not going to make back sometimes.
True.
Like it's easier to do that obviously with like your money and like as a creative
Yeah.
what you're putting into it. And so when I do make the smaller projects, I'm putting my own money in it, but it's obviously lower budgets, but it's putting my own money and just making this as a strong portfolio piece that I can like showcase to, other people and companies and all that.
Have you done that already? Like,
Yeah, no, I've done that with my short films. I've worked with some incredible artists and make some music videos, visualizers, and yeah. So
and have you like pitched
yeah.
yourself to big companies already, or you haven't done that yet? Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet. That's like.
'Cause that sounds like
yeah.
a tough way to, like, how do you get there? How do
Right?
you get into the CEO of a company's office and say like, look what I can make? They have to reach you basically.
Yeah, it depends. It
Right?
depends who you're reaching out to. Like I said, there's a lot of media talent agencies, creative agencies that represent directors and like producers and cinematographers, like more like less actors, but more like the production people.
Right.
And so with them, it's important to like have a strong portfolio. I think that's.
Oh,
what
and
comes
that's
down. Yeah.
okay. And are you already on any of those agencies or not yet? You're still building.
No, I've been a lot of like doing research. Yeah, no, I've been talking a lot about it with Julian.
Okay.
And we've been, that's why we've been making things together and both like together and separately because we're both like it is at the end of the day about your portfolio. It's like what you have, like.
And so your objective basically is in the future or in the near future, pitch all the projects that you've done to these directing agencies, right?
Yeah, and so and
they then help you get into like bigger projects.
Yeah, like
Right.
they helped you because it is like it's networking, but it's also like if you get signed, and then it can help you open the doors to other things.
So it's pretty similar to acting.
Yeah, no, it is
like,
similar. Yeah,
talent agencies and for actors, they get you like they open more doors to bigger projects.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar from what I'm hearing because I didn't know that much from like directing agency
yeah,
side.
no, it is very similar.
Yeah.
Like having a directing reel is like having an acting reel,
Right.
And like the portfolio is the same thing. Having material, and so you want to have things to showcase to people of like like this is what I can do. I mean, sometimes it's different in that you do self tapes as an actor, and those are like you can just film them in your room and things like that. You can also have short films you done.
Yeah.
With directing though, it is like you can do smaller projects, but in a way, it's like it's not as simple as a self tape. It's a little more involved.
Yeah, I would.
So
it would be
more effort.
because you probably have to show your directing reel. You should have to show the end product of what you've done.
Yeah.
And it probably involves actors that are not yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it feels tough to create a director's reel.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
like what do you include? Because you can't include footage from backstage of you directing. It's not like
yeah,
it's not like that.
Yeah, no, it's like the reel is, you know, the actors that you've directed and like the shots that you've done and you know all your projects you've done in like one reel.
Right.
And so yeah, that's how you do it. And usually, I mean, to make projects like that's what I was saying. Like sometimes you do lower budget projects, like make things with your friends, make things that you know with stuff that you have, because it is hard to like if you're gonna wait until you have like 20K or something to make that next short film, it's gonna take forever. Like,
it's tougher to show that it's your work.
Yeah.
If you're a director, like if you're showing like a cinematic shot of like a landscape or something, it's much. I mean, that sounds way tougher to like claim as yours than an actor, of course, being in the camera saying a line. So, like if you were a bad person, you could basically like steal other people's work and people wouldn't know. I put it in your reel and say like, oh, I directed this, and it's not even yours.
I guess
because it's not you on the screen, you know. It's not like actors that you have to put yourself on the screen to.
I haven't heard of people do that.
You haven't heard of that?
Well, like yeah, that's easy. Like you could think of like okay,
maybe it's my brain. Maybe it's my
but it's
evil
also like
brain.
I mean, it is gonna come up like people like in a director's reel. Like people will say, okay, where did that like
right? That's what I'm saying.
Part of a bigger project. So
how
people might wonder where did that project, and if you didn't make that project, then
right?
That, you know.
Then that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like directing and the cinematography aspect of the industry is much harder to claim because it's much. I feel like it may be much. I don't know if easier is the word to be a director, but like it's obviously like if you have to have an actor's reel, you have to show yourself on the camera. You have to appear, and you know that it's you because it's you saying the line. But a director, you don't have to put yourself in the video.
Yeah.
So I just find it weird that or tough to claim a project basically.
Yeah. Like because usually with actors, if you wanted to make your own material, you could just shoot it here, and you wouldn't necessarily need a director.
Right.
But the other way around is like, well, you're a director. You need actors.
And you can claim like, and that's like, how do you know it's your project? You have to have I bet what it comes down to is that you probably have to have like a very distinct style, maybe, that people can say like maybe, okay, this was directed by Bryan.
Yeah. Yeah, you find your signature, you find your voice.
So do you think that that's something that you've been trying to look, or do you have one yet still?
Yeah, no, I think I've been developing it.
Do you think you can identify a shot? Because that's the thing, like maybe like the shot of the same thing, like a chair, I don't know. Do you think that you can make it yours?
I think
do you feel like you have already your style, your
like a little bit. I'm like definitely been discovering it the last 2 years. I've only been a director for the last 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, but I've been working in like media and like entertainment for like the last like 4 years. So since 2021.
So when did you graduate?
I graduated I was class of 22 at USC.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was class of
and
22.
you started like before graduating doing work.
Yeah, so I was like 2021. I started working in media. And then.
And what do you mean media?
Yeah.
Like in what?
Like entertainment. Like, well, when I first started off, I was doing like branded work or social media work, like producing for like influencers or like internet like channels, like YouTube channels or anything. And
then you started filmmaking when you graduated.
Yeah, like I got more into like the creative like that, like in 2023. Okay. So that's where like I started getting more into my own stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And you found your style in the process.
Yeah, no, I've been.
Do you think that that's important? I bet, like to be a director.
Like
having your style that says that was shot and directed by this person.
Yeah, because like I think that's the point. Like when you direct something, it's like no one can direct it like you.
Right. That's the thing that I was. That's the thing that I was going to like you have to make it your own project.
Same thing as an actor. The
Right.
performance, like 10 people are gonna give, they can read the same lines, but they're gonna give 10 different ways. Of
But
doing
that's
that
what I'm
line.
saying.
Yeah.
Like on a reel,
Yeah.
as long as you're in the reel, maybe it's you act terrible. You're doing it. The line's terrible, but you know that you did it.
Yeah.
But on the director's reel, you have to show that you did it, and without you appearing, without you having your signature on it,
Yeah. Like
your face on it.
Yeah, and
So-
with directing, it's not just like, what shot you did, or it's not just like how you did the shot, but it's also like what you put into the frame. Different directors like different genres, like different storylines or characters. Like me and Julian work on the same things, but we also have very totally different styles. Like for me, in terms of directors I look up to and styles that I like I'm a big fan of like Tim Burton. Beetlejuice and like
Yeah.
did Chorus Price, so the stop motion stuff, but he did like Beetlejuice.
He did more. Yeah. Also like he
Big
did Dumbo
Fish,
lately.
The
Dumbo.
yeah, he did Dumbo. I'm like trying to think of the live action.
Yeah,
Like Wednesday. Like he is very like gothic and
Yeah.
like dark, but like not too dark. I also love Damien Chazelle. La La Land, Babylon.
Okay.
I really like Babylon. Things like that.
And Julian is more of a.
Like he likes like James Cameron.
Yeah,
kinda
he said that, I think.
Like technological things like
Yeah.
that.
It's
and
good to
yeah.
have your inspiration,
Yeah.
right? Because with acting, it's more you talk about typecasting and all that. Like, what's your type, and like you have to. I remember in one class on school, they asked me like to decide the 3 actors that I most emulate, I guess, or like I'm the mix of these 3 big actors. I bet it's important for directing to like having your 3 maybe.
Yeah. Like directors, like
Inspiration,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And base your style of that maybe, or what your style emulates basically.
Yeah.
It's important
No, it is important. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's your voice, that's your niche, and the thing is, it takes time
to find
to
it.
develop it. Yeah, it doesn't like you can start to find it, and you find it more and more as you go, and you do it, but it's a marathon. Like it takes years to like develop it. Yeah.
Maybe in 5 years, Tim Burton's not gonna be like your inspiration. Maybe.
Yeah, or like
no.
you discover new people and
Right.
new artists and new creatives, and you
And
take
and
things
you
from here
change.
and there. Yeah, and you change, and
Yeah.
you incorporate it into what you already have, and then you mix, the old and the new, and that's
it's-
and then
yeah.
you make something new, and then
That's
how-
good. That
yeah.
is not something that's like stays.
Yeah, you
'cause
don't want
was
to be
it-
a copy.
Right. And was it always Tim Burton your inspiration? Or?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, for
maybe,
you,
yeah.
it has always
It
been
was Tim
that.
Burton. Then as I got older, I saw like Damien Chazelle's work,
Okay,
like
okay.
Babylon, Whiplash.
Right.
La La Land, and that's where I was like, okay.
And you're mixing
You
those
know.
2 styles
Yeah,
into
and
your.
that's when I'm like, okay, this is
own-
interesting. And then of course, like
That's nice.
David Lynch and
Yeah.
Blue Velvet, Twin
Okay.
Peaks, like things like that. I'm a big fan of Euphoria, like how they directed that and everything, the creative behind that.
Yeah.
So that's also like it's another inspiration, things like that. So
Right.
like as you go along, you find more and more things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's you're inspiring me to like start writing, because I've always been interested in directing and writing and all that, but I feel like I'm scared to even start, to even get in the business,
Like outside of acting, like
like producing stuff myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like scared because I don't know anything, I feel.
Yeah.
But you're inspiring me to like just
start
try.
small.
Yeah.
Just start small. I mean, that's how
I have a lot of
just
projects that
tried,
I have in my mind.
I can't advocate enough for like the little projects. Like
Yeah.
when directors are in between their big projects, and like obviously the big projects take time, like
Yeah.
and they're usually spaced out. It's like do something small. Do something small with like your friends, and use a camera that you have, and just
Sure.
try something.
Sure.
Because then maybe you can use that experience and that learning on your next project. So
That's true.
It's a learning process. You're always learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, because I don't know if you're up to date to like with like the industry and news and stuff. I wanted to ask you because there's been a lot of talk, I guess, about how projects have had like overblown budgets lately, like big Hollywood mass cinematic pieces have had like big, enormous budgets.
Yeah.
And really, and sometimes they don't, the revenue that they earn is not like what, it's way less.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard that it doesn't happen like a lot. Like Disney, for example, has had a lot of production big values, and then they don't earn as much. What do you think about that?
Well, it's always like a gamble when you have a big budget like that. Like,
Yeah.
is sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I thought, like, where's the money going
Right.
in this? Because sometimes when you look at the movie, like the end product, sometimes you don't see where all the money went.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look as polished or as finished, especially with CGI and kind of
Right.
in the superhero genre. Like, it's a lot of like rushed CGI, and it doesn't come out looking like totally finished.
Right.
So I don't know. I think Hollywood studios should mitigate just how much money they're putting into this. Like, they should really be intentional about like how much budget a movie has.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree, because for example, I'm looking it up. Which I had like a, so I wasn't expecting to talk about this topic in today. But for example, what are the biggest films of 2025 up till now? A Minecraft movie,
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch, and Sinners, according to Screen Rant. But wait. Okay, I don't know. Maybe this is outdated, but what I can't find it right now. Like something. Okay, maybe here. Wait 1 second. Why do movies cost so much to make? I don't know. I can't find it. But I was looking for a particular article that could like illustrate this idea that Hollywood is really expensive. It's getting really expensive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know what your thoughts are about that, because like Hollywood stars are also really expensive to book, and I feel like maybe what are your thoughts? Because my thoughts are basically Hollywood needs to maybe like you said make smaller projects, less blockbusters, I guess.
Yeah.
With maybe new talent, new emerging talent, rather than big A-listers that costs way too much.
Yeah, no, I think it is Hollywood. It should be an ecosystem. It's not that you shouldn't make these movies, but you should be aware of just how much money you're putting into them. But you should still have the big budget blockbuster films, because depending how those do, like, you know, sometimes they go like 250 for budget, 250 million or something, but then they'll make like sometimes $1 billion at the box office. That profit then goes to fund the smaller films.
Right.
So you know.
But that's the thing. I feel like lately movies have not recouped the box office. In box office, they haven't done as good as how much they put into it.
And I think it is, you know, have to do with one, like, an over reliance on those films. Like, Hollywood studios just keep making remakes and reboots and sequels of movies that came out like 30, 40 years ago, like now, and they do like big budget stuff, but I think they're not recouping because of a lot of factors. But I think one of them is like audiences probably want original like things to watch. Like they want, you know, that's why a lot of people, I think, like especially younger audiences, they're not going to the movies anymore. They're going to social media, YouTube, you know, TikTok, like a bunch of different stuff, because they'll pay attention more to streamers than watching movies. And I think it kind of came from what you're talking about, like the Hollywood became so, I don't know, obsessed with like these
Disconnected.
big, obsessed with like these big budget stuff, and disconnected from their audiences with
Yeah.
what they wanted. Like, I would say back in the 90s, even 2000s, like you had more original films. Like you had, you know, mid-budget comedies. Like
Yeah.
they don't even make those anymore, or like they're very rare.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
I think
audiences left. You know.
I think I was talking with Julian about like how like I feel like there's not enough just the classics that come out from this era of Hollywood are gonna be way less than like the classics that came from any other era. Like like there's I don't know what's a classic from this decade we were talking about. Like maybe there's 1, 2 that's gonna like prevail as a classic, as a Hollywood classic, compared to like this many from like the 90s, the 80s, even before.
Yeah, I think, you know, back in the 80s, 90s, I feel movies were just more part of the culture. That was pop culture. Like that, you know, and now with the rise of like social media and like influencers and, you know, digital media, like that kind of took away from movies. And now it's like movies are, you know, trying to stay relevant.
Right. Do you
so,
think they should keep trying?
I
Or
mean, I would hope so.
Or should
like,
they adapt?
Well, they should adapt, and they should, you know, try to connect with audiences again.
Right.
Like they should,
I agree.
you know, and I think the box office is also one thing. I mean, you're making a movie for this much money, and it's not even making it back.
That's the thing.
Like, at one point, don't you stop and realize, hey, like instead
Calm
of like,
down.
throwing money at this,
At the
like,
wall
let's
and
adapt our strategy.
Right.
You know?
I agree. And how do you think, if you were like the boss of Hollywood, I guess, what would your strategy be? Like, what would you make it so that going to the theaters, going to cinema, becomes like a cultural event like it used to be? Like, how would you fix it?
Honestly, it depends. Well, I would say this. It's like, look at the world we live in. It's, you know, you're filming this on, and we're going to put this on, like, YouTube. Like, it's social media heavy. Like, and Hollywood knows this, but they're not thinking about it in the way that, you know, they should be thinking. But they're like, okay, there's all these influencer stuff. Sure, we'll invite them to the red carpet. We'll, you know, do collaborations with them in the marketing or something. But there has been, you know, people that came from YouTube that now became filmmakers. You know, like I think of, immediately off the top of my head, I think of like the directors behind Talk to Me. I forget their names, but like they came from YouTube. And there's other creators or people that made YouTube or just digital things, like The Backrooms. It's a horror movie, or like a horror concept by, I think, Kane Parsons, I want to say, was his name. But yeah, no, it's a young director who made this concept in The Backrooms, and he originally put it on YouTube. And then years later now, A24 hired him. He's only 19 years old. Hired him to direct this feature film that's now being produced by, I think, James Wan. Like, who's done like Saw and like big movies. And so I think like, okay, I think Hollywood is it's not trying to adapt. It's trying to hold on to the past, and it's like, you know, it's not really embracing, I don't know, social media, the internet, and everything, the new era as well as it could be. Like, you know, I mean, they've made like movie starring influencers and things like that, and that's, you know, but even if it doesn't do well, it's like, it's still experimentation. It's trying to find its footing.
True.
I think it's also, they should look into like what's so hard. It's like indie filmmakers. Like, think about the 90s. Like, you had all these amazing filmmakers come up during the 90s. That's when independent cinema, I think, was like really going strong. And now they just rely on like the filmmakers that are already at the top of their game.
Yeah,
you know, it's the same.
It's a very,
they're great.
Yeah, it's
but,
a very,
you know,
it's like a very elite.
Yeah, it becomes like very
it became
elitist.
A very
They don't really tap new directors or up and coming directors to make films, and that's why now new directors are, I think, looking towards social media now. Now, like, in a way, to be a creative nowadays, you almost have to be kind of an influencer. You have to pay attention to the algorithm.
What
build
and what
your
people
audience.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not now instead.
Be connected with the culture, the current
Exactly.
culture.
Yeah.
Because if you're
Yeah.
disconnected from, disenfranchised from what's going on in the world, and what people want and what people are craving,
Yeah.
the films, the things that they're consuming, it's way harder to create I think something that resonates, and maybe that's
Exactly.
So
that's what I've seen. Instead
Yeah.
of like if it were the '90s, you'd be a director. You would you're up and coming, maybe you have a vision. You're really good. You get tapped by a studio, and you make a feature film. You release it in theaters. The audience at that time loved going to the theaters, or they went to the theaters more often, and they'll see your new movie, and then they're like, okay, like I know of this director. I want to go see his next movie if they really liked it. Nowadays, it's like he can put it in the theaters. Who's gonna go watch it? Then I go. It's like it's almost like more incentive to like build your audience on social media. So by the time you go to the theater, people know who you are.
Right, and
they
people
know what
want
to
to go
expect.
watch
Yeah.
it. I want
They
to
wanna
go spend
watch it,
part
yeah.
in cash.
Yeah.
It's expensive to go to the cinema nowadays.
Yeah,
It's really
exactly.
expensive.
Yeah.
I agree, and maybe that's why maybe the Minecraft movie was such a phenomenon, because it played into like the TikTok audience, like fast paced.
It played into that.
Fast paced.
Like, the marketing, people were, like
right. It
like,
played. It like
yeah.
allowed people to do that, I guess.
Yeah,
To-
like make TikTok videos about it.
Yeah,
and
it was
that,
stupid. It was really
yeah.
really stupid movie, but and that's why I wonder, like, it's what people wanted, I guess, and
Well, it gives like what I would say to that. It gives the audience a way to interact with the movie rather than just watch it. Like a way to engage with the movie. That's why audiences like love Letterboxd. That's why film Twitter is a thing. Like that's why these forums exist. Like these spaces exist online because people want to interact. They want to talk about the movie. They want to engage with the movie after they've watched it.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just watch anything anymore. Like you want to find the same people who like it or don't like it, and then
Right.
So with that, it's like you gave people the chance to do TikTok videos about it, and then that marketed the movie, and now
then made it
everybody
big,
wanted
and
to go
everyone
see it because they
wanted to
wanted
see
to
it.
be in
Right.
the moment.
I feel like that's good that they like
Yeah.
good on the business side of the
Yeah.
that they decided to like go all in and like embracing the culture and embracing the audience and just letting them go wild, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though they went maybe too wild in the cinemas, maybe some people.
Yeah.
From
but-
what I've seen videos of.
Yeah.
But it was fun because I've never seen like any other, and in a long time, maybe since like Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
Really.
It was like the biggest, like a big phenomenon,
Yeah,
blockbuster
yeah.
that's like made people want to go to the
Right.
theaters.
Well, I would say
rather than sit on and watch it on Netflix when it comes.
I remember 2023 when the Barbie movie came out.
Oh,
and
that's
Oppenheimer came out. The Barbenheimer movement.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's like it gave people a chance to.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
It used to be like 2000s, even up to the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like it used to be like every year there were plenty of movies that people would go to the cinema and in droves and watch, and that's what I mean with classics. And they became classics. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing that we're talking about.
And nowadays it's like
it's like social media is here to stay, and you have to learn to adapt to it. And now it's like okay, it's like the Barbenheimer, Barbie and Oppenheimer, the Minecraft movie, and other things now. Now that social media exists, it's like you have to kind of play into social media if you want to reach an audience that is not always paying attention to what's in theaters. They live online, so you have to go meet them where they are.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And that can make big phenomenons.
Yeah.
So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Let me see. 1 second. Okay, and what are your thoughts on AI?
My thoughts on AI?
Yeah.
It's so
Really,
it's so interesting.
Yeah, I know it's a big topic to dive into, But like, where do you see the industry? Maybe that's a good way to land it in like a more
It's
concise.
hard, yeah.
Where do you see the industry going in the next 5 years, maybe?
In the next 5 years, I mean, well, my thoughts are, it seems like it's the Wild West with AI right now. Nobody knows what to do with this. Studios are like, you know, trying to like, okay, how can I make money from this? How can I do this? Like, that's kind of just where it comes down to. Like, people, actors, directors saying we don't want to be replaced. The main question is, okay, studios just want to save money, and they're thinking, okay, we might replace people, you know, or make less jobs. But yeah.
Yeah, because they hire actors that cost way too much, and that's my big pet peeve.
That's the thing too, actually. Like what I was saying earlier about they're not having full-time, or they're not having emerging directors anymore. They're also not tapping into emerging actors anymore. It's the same people over and over. Like, think how many actors there are, you know. These actors today, I feel like, got discovered the old way of, like, you know, they were new faces and someone gave them a chance. And people aren't really giving those same chances anymore.
It's true.
Yeah.
I always remember because I went to Universal Hollywood, and I did like the tram. And on the tram, there was like a video of Steven Spielberg saying like how he got discovered. He went to a set like basically illegally. He got into like a set. I don't know if you know this story. He got into like a set and at Universal, I think, and he started like acting like a director. And they were like, "Oh, he's good. Is he a director or something?" I feel like that could never happen nowadays. They would kick you to the curb.
It's not the same anymore. You have to be even more creative.
Exactly. And you can't just do what he did.
Well, that's the thing about this industry. It's like now you can't. If you're just trying to copy someone, you're kind of out of luck. Like you can't. You have to be creative not only about your craft, but also how you make it and how you know. You have to be disciplined. You have to put yourself out there. You know, cold emails, everything that we've been talking about. You have to do it differently than the other people.
That's true.
Because we don't live in the same world as Steven Spielberg was when he was, you know, starting out.
Right.
You know.
It's true. And okay, so AI.
Do you think? No, it's I don't think it should replace. Any actors, directors, because here's the thing.
I think no one wants that.
No one wants that, because here's the thing. Like, AI can only create based on what's already been created. It cannot create like anything new. Like, if it does,
maybe it's in the future. We don't know.
Well, like, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, as of now, like, what it creates isn't new. It's just like a remix of what's been happening before. But it's different than a human being does. I mean, artists steal all the time, but like a human person can look back at what's been created and they'll take their influences, you know, from, you know, like we were saying, different actors that you like or different directors that I like, and they'll make something new that AI couldn't. But also human people can also, you know, create new things that AI can't, because it hasn't, you know.
That's a great philosophical discussion, because at the end of the day, I could even think that actors or anyone can't create something from scratch maybe either. Like, everything we create is from past experiences, past thoughts that we've had. So now it makes me wonder, because like humans can't either create, like, everything we create is from our living and breathing experiences.
Yeah. Well, there's this one quote that I like that says, you know, everything has already been said, but not by everyone. Meaning, like, you take one topic, like, I don't know, loneliness or something, and you give it to 10 people. They're going to have very different things to say about the same topic. And I think it's the same thing, like, in this conversation with, like, AI. Like, sure, like, everything's been made, but like, people have their own experiences, their own influences, and then they're gonna remix those influences and make something totally new that a machine couldn't exactly do it like that. You know,
up till now.
Up until now. But I think that's the way that AI, like, I don't know how you would give AI like the opportunity to like create like a human does, because it can only, like, a machine deals with inputs and outputs, so it can only deal with what's been created before. You're going to have to keep feeding it inputs. But even after you keep feeding it, what's happened? There are people that are creating what's next. And And I feel like in a way AI is always going to play catch up
Right.
to people.
It's
Like,
true. That's
so
true.
It's, I don't know.
And those are very smart points you're
yeah,
making.
I think with AI, to bring it back to the industry,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's hard. Like once the studios want to like save money, and so that's why like the whole that AI actress that came out, I think her name was Tilly.
Tilly Norwood.
Its name is Tilly.
Yeah, its name.
Its name is
Yeah,
Tilly.
we talked about it on the
yeah.
like the third episode with someone.
Really? No, it was
We reacted
crazy.
to like
a
news article.
Because I saw there was like an Instagram post, and
Yeah.
under it, like was talking about Tilly, and then under it there was comments from actresses, real actresses
Yeah.
that look like Tilly, and they're like, why
Really?
don't you just hire those
I heard.
actresses?
Yeah.
Because they were saying, hey, Tilly looks like me. Why don't you just hire me? Like, yeah.
Now I wonder, like, with Tilly, for example, are they trying to like create a social experiment to see like how people will react? Maybe their plan is
Maybe.
never to actually hire Tilly. But maybe they're just trying to test the ground, like how do people react? Maybe like a social experiment.
Maybe that could be a thing.
Maybe that's my
Because-
conspiranoic brain is starting to
Maybe.
think.
We are very still kind of early in AI in
Yeah.
terms of like the bigger picture where AI can go.
True.
So maybe they're trying to kind of just see where is it going to go? How do
Right.
people feel about this right now?
Mm.
Because I don't know. There's only so much you could do with AI like that in this industry because there are unions. You know, the DGA.
Right, and that's what
the
I'm saying.
SAG,
Like,
PGA, they
right.
all have their own rules. You know.
exactly, and like, what I wonder is like, didn't actors go on strike so that this doesn't happen and stuff, and writers go on strike because of that, and it's still happening. So why did they go on strike for?
I mean, it probably depends on the fine
If it
print,
didn't
the
even work,
details,
I mean, that's like for someone that that knows like really like on the surface the information. I feel like it was a kind of useless because now jobs have become way more scarce because of the strikes and stuff, and like the disparity between non-union and union actors has become bigger. So I wonder like what was it for, if it's still AI is still gonna emerge sooner or later.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, the big question is, it just how do the studios use AI? You know, like if AI is coming regardless, it's okay. Then you have to influence how the big decision makers use it.
True.
You have to take a stand and be like, okay, like don't obviously replace them.
Right, but then like, but that's the thing. Like maybe what if every studio decides, okay, we're not gonna do it, and then one studio decides to use AI in their and they cut so much cost, so they make so much money from cutting all those costs from paying actual people to do the work, and they're like, no, but like it has to be maybe a consensus, like a general, and how do you?
Well, there's always two parts to it, you know. The studio can do that. They can, you know, use generative AI, cut costs, save a bunch of money, and then they put the thing out. Now it's the second part of the process. Now it's the audience.
True.
And there are a lot of people out there that don't like AI.
Yeah.
And there are some people that do.
It's true. It's true.
It's like, okay, does the film make money though?
Yeah.
They could do all that, but like.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, if it does make money and people receive it well, then I guarantee you that every studio is gonna go like replicate what studio.
Yeah, then it's on this. Yeah, then. It's
and they're gonna be like, no, no, and we're not gonna keep our promise again because it costs.
And then maybe that's like where then actors go on strike.
Or they lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Or they lose their jobs.
Because like it is a very like go all in or not, because you know, if they say, okay, that one studio made an AI movie and depending on how it did, then they want to. But if the actors go on strike, you not only lose like, okay, the lead character, you lose all actors. You know, you go from the top to the bottom, like you know, from the leads to the background.
Right.
So it sent a message to them saying, you know, like you can't just go back on your promises. You have to like really, you know, it's like they're thinking
but also
about
then,
money, but
do you think that maybe Hollywood needs like a restructurization, maybe.
I think it's been happening. Yeah.
Yeah, because what I mean is that like maybe when if that happens, non-union actors will start getting the big roles. Who knows?
Oh, who knows?
Well,
Hopefully they're
I don't
still
know
needed,
how
yeah.
it works because like if they if union actors decide to go on a big long strike until they maybe studios were gonna be like, I've had enough of you, I'm just gonna either employ AI and just that's the
Yeah.
thing, like I just wonder, I just theorize, like, because if you go on strike, directors can directors just say like, okay, then we don't want you anymore, and then we just use
Well, I
AI,
thought
like,
about that, like,
get
when
tired
you're-
of actors.
Like, so I mean, I guess it depends on the unions, to be honest. Like, I mean, there are some directors that have said, you know, I like AI and I'm going to use AI in my movies. I think George Miller has said that, and I think some other directors too. But then there have been other directors like Michael Bay, out of all people, he said, I hate AI. I'm not going to use that. And I think it just comes down to like how AI is used. Like, I don't know, like some other filmmakers have given me like an interesting perspective on it, of like, especially emerging filmmakers. Like, there was a guy who wanted to create a crazy visual effect, but he didn't have the money to do visual effects. So he shot like the actual footage with a real person. Like, it was in a room, it was like two people hugging. And what he did with AI is that he added waves and water, and it created this really cool kind of effect. But then that gives you kind of an interesting question too. It's like, okay, I want to have this crazy effect, but I can't afford it.
Right.
So I can just put AI and do that, you know?
And it allows you to,
But you're still
it allows
using- yeah.
smaller
Yeah.
creators to emerge
Yeah.
from
And you're
and
not
create
you know-
create big I mean,
Yeah. You're still using the real human actors. You're still
right,
using
but maybe
every
you're
human.
not hiring a CGI specialist, which
Exactly,
probably
yeah.
costs a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's not that you don't want to pay them.
But just
What do
you don't have the
You
money.
You don't have the money,
Yeah,
but you
that's-
still want to do this.
It's a very
you know?
interesting dilemma, and I feel like the industry is facing a turning point.
It is, I
where-
think, on all fronts with AI, I think with
Yeah.
social media, with its cultural relevance.
Right, where we have to decide, and it's gonna be up to each director, maybe each studio, each platform, what they want to do with AI, what they want to do with going forward with social media and stuff. It's gonna be up to them to decide, because it's, like I said, like it has pros, like we talked about right now, like it has pros and cons, like
It does, yeah. I think it depends on just how you use it. I think no one wants to be replaced.
Right, no one wants to be
And that's like
replaced.
the main issue people have, is that,
Yeah.
you know, you almost, in a way, you can't trust the studios to think that they're not going to do that. It always takes like a studio trying to do that, and then the unions or someone steps in, and then it gets backlash, and then they, you know, retrace their steps. But
yeah, it's
you
a
know.
very big topic.
But yeah, it is. There's so much you could.
I feel like
talk about
like
it,
in the
yeah.
past 4 episodes of this podcast, it has gone to the AI topic
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah.
I feel, because it's very big. It's a very
No, there's a
big
lot
topic,
to
and
it.
I
It's
do like to
what-
hear like
yeah.
the thoughts of different people. Like if you're an actor, you have like different thoughts than filmmakers, directors,
Yeah.
and even between the acting, I feel like the acting and the directing world is also
yeah.
divided between.
No,
on
it
this topic.
is. Like, I mean,
We
I've
use
seen-
ChatGPT all the time,
Yeah.
and
Like.
we
yeah.
accept that, but we don't accept other types of AI.
I don't know. I also think of ChatGPT. It's like, it's kind of, I don't know, dangerous. It's like, obviously people
Yeah.
talk about the environment and stuff, but I also think of how dangerous it could be for people's like critical thinking, mental. If you over rely on it too
Yeah,
much,
I agree.
You lose like.
I actually
yeah.
don't usually use ChatGPT. Like I'm recommending my people like using like AI to, like, because I'm like, how do I do this? And I ask someone, and they're like, ask AI, and I'm like, oh right, I forgot that exists.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's like my brain's not designed and not set to like the use AI as your first resort kind of mindset.
Yeah.
But I bet like some people do, some people have it, and that's the thing. Like it's such a confusing topic because it's useful. It's useful.
Yeah.
And we have to learn to adapt in the social media era, but also don't embrace the AI aspect of it.
That's the thing too, because now a lot of people are embracing AI. Now it's hitting social media, and now we're entering this like era.
So like real. how modern, how advanced, how much do we embrace technology, by like, and what parts of it do we not embrace? Like it's like, who decides this?
So honestly, who decides it? It depends on, I think, big decision makers.
I know, but like, it's a big topic because
it is,
because that's what I'm saying. Like we can be happy that the industry, we can say that the industry needs to embrace social media, and embrace the new media, new eras, but then again. But don't embrace the AI aspect of it. So maybe other people might think that, oh no, we need to keep Hollywood in the olden days, like keep Hollywood like in the
I know you're
in the golden era, like in the style of that, and don't embrace social media. But we do embrace AI, or like there's like people pick and choose what to embrace. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's up to the person, like the individual person, what they decide to do.
Yeah.
I know it's complicated with unions and all that, but like, if you as an up-and-coming director, want to use AI to, add the CGI smoke effects that you were talking about to your movie.
Yeah.
I say go for it. I don't know, because like you don't have money and you have to do something to stand out from like the other types of short films that people do. That's my thought on the subject at the moment.
I would say it really depends on what you're trying to do. Like that crazy wave thing.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But like if you're trying to like add like things that you can do with special effects or practical effects.
Right, but then that's what I'm saying. It's up to the person and then to the audience if they want to accept it and watch it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's an open marketplace. Like if you can do whatever you want, and like it's a, how do you say, it's a society based on, what's the name of that? Capitalism. I had forgotten about the word. But it's like a capitalism-based society. Like people can put their products, I feel, in my opinion, put their products to the marketplace of the world.
Yeah.
And if people decide to consume it, good for them. If they don't, AI is probably not gonna keep being used because it doesn't work for them. Like if, for example, this person who used the smoke effects, people reject the movie because they don't like it because of the AI effects, in a really straightforward scenario I'm giving. Maybe he's not gonna use it ever again, the AI.
Yeah, I think like it depends on like the audience.
Right, and then again, maybe people need to not start, but like people. Maybe if people, and that's why I'm saying that Tilly Norwood was probably a social experiment, because like maybe if directors are trying to see how the audience reacts without having to put a lot of investment in this like AI things, and to see if it's viable, if people like it, if people wanna watch a movie based on that.
Yeah.
And I think it's good because it tests the waters, maybe.
Yeah, like who knows? Like,
I know. It's a very,
I think that's the time.
It's a very abstract
now.
topic to talk at this time. We don't know about it that much. But are you scared for your job?
Am I scared for my job?
Yeah. Or for you? Maybe we'll end this segments.
Really, I don't think I'm scared for my job. I think like in terms of my main job being directing, like I said, like to have a machine try to create as a human being, like it's crazy. I think it's almost like impossible. It's like it's just not gonna happen. Because a machine, like you take an input and it's gonna give you what it's gonna give, like, and you can make adjustments to it, but it's never gonna, sometimes, like, this is what I've heard people say online and in person. It's like, it just doesn't give you what you're looking for. That if you just did it yourself, it'd be fine. Like, you're just trying to use shortcuts, but it's never gonna give you exactly what you see in your head. So with directing, I think that's what directors do. Like that's what like they can just give you what you're looking for and what you need without the shortcuts. And so I don't know. And then, like I said, there's directors now that are like embracing it, and they're just like, okay, instead of replacing people, they're like, okay, let me use AI on top of real footage. And so then that brings an interesting question. But directors as themselves, like I would even say actors too, like it's the same thing with actors. Like, do you think Tilly is going to perform exactly how a director wants, or what a producer's looking for, or what a studio's looking for? Like, no, it's a machine. It's gonna give you an output of whatever input you have. Like, it's not gonna give exactly what you're looking for. So,
which is authenticity at the end of the day.
Yeah, like
even if it is what you put in, like you probably said, like, okay, I want this. It outputs that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have its own like flair, and it's all like.
Yeah, it doesn't have
spice.
Yeah, it doesn't have style. Like, and the more I feel like you would get specific with the AI, it would get to a point where, like, okay, you're getting so specific. Why don't you just have a person?
Right.
Do it,
It's true. Like, I agree.
That's
a good thought to end it with.
Yeah.
Okay, and to start wrapping up the conversation, what are your future endeavors? What are your plans for the near future? What are you working on?
I think right now I'm in post-production on a short film right now. So that's what I want to do. And what I'm trying to do, hopefully this month, is every October. So Halloween's my favorite holiday. Every October I try to release a new project.
Oh, really?
So I'm in pre-production for that. I'm in development pre-production. So hopefully I can get it out in time.
Okay. But is it secret or?
It's like I'm still developing it.
Okay.
Like I'll save the details. I'm like, because I'm still in the middle of it.
Okay, but it's already halfway through October.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
don't worry, don't stress. But yeah,
my last short film, which was in black and white, that I released last October, I actually shot it within I shot it in a day, over 8 hours.
Oh wow!
And I made it up in a week. Like, I just grabbed, like I said, a bunch of my friends, put it in black and white, shot it at a friend's apartment, one single location, and just went for it. And I think it came out really amazingly. And I planned that, and all the way to like releasing it in probably like a week and a half, and I released it.
Wow.
On
Okay.
Halloween.
So it can happen. It can
happen. I'm just. I've been so busy.
Yeah, I bet.
More this season than I have last season. Like,
that's good.
About projects and stuff. So
that's
I'm like, whoa, like let me see if I can still make something. But that's what I'm doing. Good. Yeah. Right now I'm just building my portfolio.
Okay, great.
With as many projects. Yeah. The music video that I shot with Julian, that I produced, that it's in post production as well. So hopefully it's gonna release within like the next month.
Okay.
So yeah. So a lot of things coming out.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. I'm eager to see what you have coming up, and I'm eager to put if I continue this podcast in the future and then next months, like 5 months plus, I would love to have you back and check in with you, like what have you been up to?
Yeah, of course. I would be a part of it.
Yeah. Where can people find you? Where can people find your work?
You can find everything on my Instagram. So Bryan, Bryan, and then Vaca, V as in Victor, ACA. So it's just my name, no spaces, nothing. Just my name.
I'll have it on the description.
Yeah, and it's all of it's there. It's connected to my TikTok, so that I post other things, and all my films are either in my link in bio or on my page. So that's
perfect.
so they can stay up to date with
Amazing. Me. Yeah. Go follow him. He's great, and if you ever need any actors, contact me. That's amazing. Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great future in the I hope you do your Oktoberfest
Yeah, project. I'll see
project.
what happens. Yeah.
And I'm eager to see where your work leads you and see you in the billboards with your projects in the
Yeah.
10
I appreciate
next
that.
years.
Yeah.
In the future.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
This
of
was
course.
Fun, yeah.
That was ActorCast episode 5. Which one is it? 3, 4. I think it's episode 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I said 6 in the beginning, but I don't know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.